What's up, Stu?
Hello, Jimmy. How are you?
I'm fine, Stewie. Stewie. Where's your dog, Brian? So what's going on, man? I haven't seen you in a couple of weeks.
I know you've been on vacation a little bit. I hope you enjoyed your time away,
My cruise
relaxing.
was my cruise was enjoyable.
That's cool.
We ended up going to we had 3 sea days, and then they changed a port, and so it seemed like half the people on the ship, if you would look at the Facebook page for that particular cruise, half the people on that ship were just absolutely losing their minds because there was a small change in itinerary and stuff. And that was interesting to sit back and watch everybody's inner 5 year old come out,
Hmm.
which was pretty interesting. And there's a new craze, Stu. Something that you, as a former Navy SEAL, I don't know if you did this as part of your training or not. But there's a new craze, Stu. What's the thing that you normally think of when it comes to going on a cruise and swimming with a particular animal? What's the thing everybody wants to do?
Dolphins, whale sharks.
Okay, I'm glad you said whale sharks instead of sharks, but um, yes, typically swimming with the dolphins. Here's the new thing that the kids are doing, Stu. They're swimming with the pigs.
Hmm.
Dude, people are going nuts over swimming with the pigs. Now, I didn't do it. If you ever been around a pig, pigs do a couple of things. One of which is not snuggle, okay, but it starts with an S. And I didn't go, but there were people on the boat that were just so excited about swimming with the pigs. And they came back and told us about it and showed us pictures. And these people are literally on a beach with pigs,
Hmm.
trying to entice the pigs to come into the water and swim with them. But the pigs are basically just standing on shore pooping. And the way that you entice them to come is by sticking pieces of like fruit, or, and this, they were very specific about this, or turkey hot dogs on a stick, and try and feed the pig from a stick. Now, A, pigs can be nasty and bite the hell out of you. Number two, the video I saw, the one guy who picked the pig up to have his picture taken with the pig was squealing like Ned Beatty in about the second minute of his scene. And I'm just like, how much did y'all pay to do that? Oh, it was $4.99. I said, did that include a barbecue? And when I said that,
Oh.
the one lady who's like, one lady lost it. She said, I'm a vegan. And I said, how do you know when someone's a vegan? They
They
tell
tell
you.
you.
And she, oh my God, it was hilarious. Anyway, so I just assumed that you got to meet the pigs, masquerade as swimming with the pigs, but you were really washing the pigs off before the barbecue, and you were fattening them up with turkey sausage.
Oh,
So
that's bad.
this is a great example of the fact that people will buy just about anything
That's a good
if
point.
if there's some sort of social pressure or some really good offer. But this was like the emperor's new clothes. Anyone who's ever been around a pig, it's like the last thing you would ever want to do is go swimming in a tropical environment with a
No,
pig.
no.
So anyway, that was the interesting part. So did you do anything interesting while I was gone?
Ah, not that interesting, Jim. Just did my normal workouts like I normally do. Oh,
Okay.
this is the time of the year where I get to work out with 800 high school kids. That's always fun. So every Tuesday for the next 3 weeks, this week being one of them, I work out with candidates who are going to the Naval Academy, and I look at it as like 2,400 new potential customers. But it's not that big of a sales pitch. It's just me introducing myself. I'm introducing military style fitness to them.
Mhm.
When they think about their first military fitness exposure, they will think of me.
So do you tell them, hi, my name's StuSmithFitness.com? I mean, I'm Stu Smith.
I
I'm
do
Stu
not.
Smith.
I do
Oh,
not do
okay.
that. Yeah.
Okay.
Little.
Do your parents have credit cards? You know,
Yes, exactly.
well,
But
that's
anyway,
cool.
yeah. So I post pictures of that, and it's always fun. It gives me hope for the future. These young people considering service. But yeah, it's that's always a fun week. I've been doing that for over 25 years. Every 3 weeks in the summer.
That's awesome. Thinking about working out and stuff, and what makes things work, what makes people succeed. And it's interesting when you go on a cruise. A cruise is a microcosm of life. It's interesting you brought that up, and I have a point. Okay, bringing this back around. You've been doing this for 25 years. Okay,
Yeah.
you know what to do, how to do it, what it takes. Forgotten more about fitness than most people will ever know in their lifetime. But consistently showing up, making distinctions, learning stuff. In the 10, 12 years that I've known you, you've changed, you've adapted. As your body has changed, you've realized, hey, there's a new opportunity here as things change. But don't forget about the stuff that worked before. So you've grown your market a lot since
Yes.
I met you.
Yes.
But it is interesting looking at the microcosm of a cruise ship. Okay, when you go on a cruise, the first day, everybody's super excited. They're happy. They're willing to overlook little things like a line or, things going a little slow at the bar. There's always that one. There's always the 10% that just need to have a pillow put over their head and, you know, cement shoes. But and then the first day in the gym, like the gym is packed the first day. The gym's always packed the first day because everybody's like, oh, I'm going to work out the whole cruise. I'm not going to drink too much. I'm not going to eat too much. I'm not going to stay up too late. All these things. I'm just going to I might even lose weight on this cruise. Now, I wasn't stupid enough to say that. Okay. But by the fifth day, there's nobody in the freaking gym. Okay. But there's a few people in the gym every day. And if you're one of the ones that goes, you can kind of see the ones that you think are going to be there every day. And then you just kind of look at each other and you're like, hey. But the big thing is, consistently showing up, being polite and nice to people. If if you're polite and nice, you're going to get a lot more from people than if you're a jerk. Like if you say thank you to the bartenders, but you say thank you like with a couple of bucks every time. And I know some people, oh yeah, I tip them at the end. Well, that's stupid because they don't know you're going to tip them at the end. So if I'm going to tip a bartender out 50 bucks at the end of the cruise, and I'm going to average 5 drinks a day, which for my wife is real easy. Um, if I flip them couple of bucks with every drink, all of a sudden there's a line at the bar. And who do they come to first, even if I came up after other people were still in line? Me,
Hmm.
because I'm holding my little ship card with my couple of bucks. And, never complaining, always be consistent, be nice to people. These are some things that, just when you get out in the world away from your computer screen, you see that the rules of playing nicely together and being just a decent human being are just, if not more important than they've ever been.
Oh, absolutely. And it's same goes towards your business as well. You got to treat people nice and be a positive message, and um, try to
and
teach them something that you've learned along the way that has saved them heartache and pain.
and show up consistently.
Yeah, be consistent about it.
So I read a couple books while I was gone. That was fun. I
Yeah.
reread a book called Deep Work by a guy named Cal Newport. He wrote it, I think, in 2014. either 2012 or 2014. There's a couple of his books that I really love. So Good They Can't Ignore You and Deep Work. And
Okay.
then he's got another one called Digital Minimalism that's I didn't really get into it that much. And then the last one he wrote, which is Slow Productivity, or I think it's Slow Productivity. I really have enjoyed that. Um,
So, Jim, not to change the topic, but kind of segue a
Somebody,
little bit.
people are saying that your audio is a little quiet, Stu. I don't know.
Oh, is that better?
Yes,
Better.
whatever
Sorry, I
you.
had it down a little low.
That's okay.
Okay. Um, segue a little bit. So I know when you go on vacation, a lot of times that thinking part of the brain of back burner items gets put up on the front burner,
Mm-hmm.
right? You start cooking
Mm-hmm.
on some things.
Mm-hmm.
Did you have any epiphanies or ideas, shifts in the way you want to do things the rest of this year? I have personally found, you know, vacations, long road trips, something where I'm just kind of away from my world of daily work and stress, but I can just sit and relax. Sometimes some of the best ideas pop up in that because I can hear them. Um,
Yeah.
where were you on that this week?
So there were two things that happened. There were a couple things that I deliberately wanted to think about. Like just sit and think. And so I worked on those. I wrote up some really cool notes. The interesting thing, though, at least for me, I'm grabbing something. For me, what happens is if I try and make it like what I've found is that you want to have a consistent process for that automatically creates ideas. And a lot of that is filling your brain up with stuff and then relaxing and being ready to catch it when it comes. Like it's like a crock pot, that mental back burner cooking, like we've talked about. So the funny thing is when you're most relaxed is typically when the answer that you're looking for is going to come. So sometimes it'll come in the middle of the night. Some of the smartest people you'll meet have a pen and paper by the bed and will write ideas down that come to them in the middle of the night. You don't even have to turn on the light, you just write them down. A lot of times they'll come to me in the shower or when I'm jogging or something like that. But typically, you got to pour in and then just kind of wait. And when it's done, it's done. It's kind of like my little cousin who, when he was 5, he was so conditioned to the microwave that every time he heard the microwave go ding, he yelled hot dogs. He was a little slow, but so then what? Sometimes what will happen is something that you are working on will. So sometimes it shows up like little by little. It'll just show up in pieces. I was reading a book where good ideas come from, and it's called The Slow Hunch,
Mm.
where it happens over time. Other times something will show up and it fully formed. I'm not going to show you the whole thing. But this is like everything that we've talked about in one page that
Oh,
I
cool.
sat down one morning and then that made me then think of a whole bunch of how to position genies with everything to help people get results. And that led to an idea that I want to talk about right now. And I actually want everybody who's here, I want you to imagine that we're all on a cruise together. In fact, I'm wearing my Jimbo 8 shirt. Okay. So one of the things, sorry, somebody just walked in. I'm actually up at my mom and dad's helping out with my dad's hospice care. So I'm got my ear out. So I'll do this quick.
Understand.
But here's the thing. All right. One of the things we all need is something on the front end of our business to help us to bring in new people. One of the most effective ways you can do that is with a challenge. Okay, either a challenge, a course, or a lead magnet. Those are the three top ways. Okay, lead magnet, best lead magnet for me always has been a webinar. Okay, that's just how it's worked for me. A webinar, a teleseminar, an interview, something like that, an event. So one of the things that I want to do is create what would be like the challenge on the front end that would make the most sense for us and with the wizards and with CopyandContent.AI. And one of the things that everybody needs to do, just this is what I was thinking through, but I would be very interested in all of you who are listening. If you have another idea for a challenge on the front end with the wizards or something, I'm more than excited to hear your idea. But my thought was this, that everybody needs to have an authority site. What's an authority site? It's basically where people can go and find out about you. It's different from a funnel because, a funnel is, you would advertise a funnel to make sure that you are driving the right traffic to the right offer with a very specific intention, getting them to buy, try, sign up. Okay. But once somebody knows who you are, they're going to do the stalk. They're going to stalk you. They want to research you. They want to find out more about you. They want to see if you're a real person. And so typically, 20, 30 years ago, you had a website. And then something happened over the last about 10, 15 years. People started depending on social media to give people the opportunity to stalk you. And the emphasis was taken off of having an authority site, having a website. And I think that's been a mistake. And I've been a victim of that mistake. I mean, or a perpetrator of that mistake. So my thought was, okay, we've got the really cool authority site Genie inside of Copy and Content. What if we did a challenge, the authority site challenge? Because anybody who's got a site or doesn't have a site, if you don't have a site, you got to get one up. If you do have a site, you probably need to revamp it or add some stuff to it. So the thought was, and this is what I sent out to our immediate team members while I was on the cruise, was okay, if we did an authority site challenge, what would, A, is it a good idea? B, what would that look like? And so the thought was, hey, first day you would, do your user profile, do your avatar profile, and then create. Then the next day you would use the site Genie, and then I was kind of jacked me up a little bit because then I was trying to figure out, hey, should we actually show people how to put these things up on the web in somebody's, funnel builder, whether it's Go High Level or something else, or do we just say, hey, do something else, or we say, okay, here, we'll show you during the challenge, we'll show you how to do this, but then we have supplemental videos that show them how to do it on various platforms. And then once they got their site up, then like on day 3 or day 4, we'd show them how to use the blog post Genie and maybe do a small short, either an opt-in page or a short sales letter. So I was just trying to figure out that thing that we could help a large number of people to do that would create a lot of value for them instantly, and then also demonstrate the value of the genies and create the need for them to be a member of Copy and Content. That was the thought. And so, it sounds, when you say it now, it sounds pretty obvious, like, oh, of course you should do that. But if you don't take the time to sit and be quiet and think that stuff through, it's not so obvious. So anyway, my that was the big work thing that I kind of thought through, and then some stuff happened and I didn't have as much time yet to go through everybody's responses as I would like. But it's, you know, scope creep starts to come in, like how much should we do, how much shouldn't we do, where do you draw the line, what's enough, what's not enough, what enough people want to be able to do it. So I mean, I would just be really curious to know from everybody who's here in the comments and stuff, if we were going to do some type of a challenge like that, what would you like to see us do? Like, what would you like to see or be able to accomplish over the course of 5 days as it relates to a website or blogging or social media or something like that? Because there's the problem is not the, well, yeah, it's a problem to a degree. There's like 150 genies and wizards in the site now, so you can do anything, and the
Yeah.
problem is you can do anything. um
And to be honest with you, I mean, I use the genies all the time, and I still get lost in there. As far as like, well, should I use this one? Should I use that one? And I just go ahead and try both of them, because it's literally that easy.
right.
Uh, So I think that thinking comes with, I think, some practicing using the genies to a point where now you got some confidence. You know it's going to take an extra 5 minutes to add the second genie. Do you got 5 minutes to see what this one can put out? Yes. Um, and do that. So I would say, yeah, it's a great opportunity to, one, learn from experts who know how to set up an avatar, who know how to run through the authority site genie, and use your avatar to, speak directly to your audience, your clientele type, uh, and then even, you could even do a blog post super genie, um, just for, your first piece of content on the blog section.
Right.
I mean, I am willing, put it this way, I have had a website since, I don't know, 99, and it's old. I'm willing to completely revamp it and make it, uh, my authority site. Um, Maybe even change, go to Shopify with it versus the model I was using, because it's kind of a cluster over there. And you know it is useful to be able to update your website every now and then, because there are now platforms that enable it to be built so much easier than it did in the 90s. Right? If you've had a long time website, how hard it was back then.
Absolutely. I
Yeah.
mean, if we'd had AI and Shopify back, in '99, we'd be crushing it.
Oh, man.
Um, so anyway, that was just, I'd be curious if anybody had any thoughts on, related to, because the thought process that I went to again, if we were looking at a 5-day challenge, first day would be the user profile and the avatar. Second day would be doing the site genie, and then show people how to edit that, how to really edit it, curate it, make it nice. Third day could be an opt-in, something that people could opt in for, so you could start developing a list. Then the fourth day could be blog posting or generating that kind of stuff. And then the fifth day could be social media posts or Facebook ads or something like that, just to give everybody a taste, but actually have some stuff up and running, um, with that stuff. And maybe, I mean, I know we could do it, but it's also one of those things of, just because we can do it doesn't mean everybody else can do it. And maybe it's maybe that's overly ambitious. I mean, and again, then having that happy medium between, we're not a website builder, we're not a funnel builder. We give you the stuff that you can put on any website builder, any funnel builder. And then the question is, do we, when we did mini site creator, we literally showed people using a specific software package how to make a page, how to save a page, upload a page, edit a page, do all that stuff. um so I just don't know that we want to get into that level of detail in a 5-day challenge. I don't know if we can get into that level of detail.
Yeah. But I will tell you, if you pick your platform, I guarantee you'll be able to just cut and paste what you create with that authority site genie
Sure.
and put it right into exactly where that goes. It is cookie cutter methods. You can build your own. And then if you're not 100% comfortable with that, you can hire somebody to finish it for you. Um, but it's not that difficult.
Let me ask you a question on, and
Yeah,
I haven't really used Shopify. I think I've got a Shopify account.
you do.
I know.
I walked you through it.
But with Shopify, when you set up a page, does Shopify is their page builder software more like a WordPress, um almost like an old style Word thing, like you
Yeah.
copy and paste in your text and then you make this one a H1 tag, H2 tag, or is it more like the funnel builders where you have to do each individual block
No,
and
it is
assemble
like
blocks?
Word. It's Word and WYSIWYG.
Okay,
So
so it's a
the old
true
remember that
WYSIWYG.
old saying, WYSIWYG?
God, yeah. And what does WYSIWYG mean?
What you
Um,
see is what you get. So
what you
you
get?
type it, it pops up. You fix the formatting. It's got little buttons for you to do it, just like Word does, and you can capitalize it and bold it and underline it. Colorize it, put a picture in there. It's
That's
yeah,
cool.
it's really easy.
Well, I know Susan's got to run, but I will talk to you after a while, Susan. Uh, there's no adult monitoring the comments, so don't. Oh, that's
Uh,
interesting.
I like this one comment from Robert, finding efficiencies to connect the dots among the genies as it relates to intentions and goals of your business.
Uh-huh.
I think that is a great way to explain what we're doing.
It is, and
Yeah.
that's probably worth thinking it through instead of thinking. What I'm taking that to mean is instead of thinking through the mechanics of what we're doing, let's figure out exactly what people need to get done or want to get done and then frame the challenge around that using the but knowing that we could throw in the web, excuse me, the authority site genie has to be a part of that. I mean, it's just, yeah,
Yeah,
that's a good way
definitely.
of looking at it. But ultimately what I want to do is I want to have something that we could run 6 times a year. Okay, so like every other month, and it would run for a week. It would have to be done live, because I mean it would be a real live challenge, and be set up to give people an amazing result. And I think if we could do that, it would revolutionize, just like what I've seen other people do with their challenges, that they're able to get tens of thousands of people in. I think this is the way that we could give people a taste of copy and content. This is a way that we could get people a tangible result, and quite frankly, get them rolling down the pike, so dependent on the tools they would never want to leave, because the people who really get it with what we're doing don't leave. our,
Right.
our churn rate is so low compared to what we charge. That's, I mean, of any software I've ever done before, including funnel scripts, this has the lowest churn rate of anything, and it's because it works and people are getting results. So um
Yeah, I like
yeah,
that,
that's,
Jim.
I like what Robert said, this last thing. That's good stuff. So so anyway, that's the story of the cruise and where I think we're going, what I want to do. um
Yeah, I like that. And then, we can feature, just like we feature some of the authors that you've created, we can feature some of the folks' websites and they can give us a website walkthrough of what they created.
Absolutely. And just to give a little heads up, to the some of the people that, like, I know Dr. Lee is here. I saw her. I'm not sure she's still here, but some of the people that took me up on that challenge with the write your or create your course challenge, where I said I would do some promotion and stuff for people. I have not forgotten about that. A lot of stuff going on, personal, other stuff, but we're going to pick that ball back up. We're going to bring y'all on and on this show, feature what you're doing, and help you out with that. So don't think that I've forgotten about that. That's been weighing on my mind, but it's just a number of hours in the day, and you know, family stuff comes first. So somebody put something in here that I'm going to go check out. Somebody was talking about a website builder, static website builder, to check out. But I may get with you, Stu. You and I get, and I think it might be a time to take another look at Shopify,
Okay.
especially in light of what we're doing with the genies, and what we might be able to do for people. So,
Yeah. The reason I
um,
like it is it integrates into my social media, and my blog posts go right to social media. I mean, it's really helpful.
yeah,
So
and you also are able to integrate your store
Store into
directly
social
into
media. Yeah.
including YouTube,
Yep.
which to me is money right there.
Yeah.
So cool. All right. Well, that's pretty much all I got. Can you think of anything else?
No, Jim, I just want to say welcome back.
Thank you,
Hang in
sir.
there, and good luck the rest of this week.
All right, man.
And yeah,
We'll see y'all
let's
next
come back.
week.
Let's come back hitting on all 8 cylinders next week and crush it.
All right. Sounds good. Thanks, everybody.